Hello everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Ohio, and I'm here to bring you a funfold video today. Wanted to get it on a little bit earlier today, but I had a meeting I had to go to, so anyway, I am finally here, and I'm going to do that video. But first of all, I want to tell you it is March 4th, and that means that Stampin' Up! Has new online exclusives out on, excuse me, it's out online, so you could just go to ritaholmes.stampinup.net and see it, or you can go to stampinup.com. When you're there, if you decide to order, if you wouldn't mind looking me up as your demonstrator and order from me, I would greatly appreciate it to help me meet the minimums I need to meet, or my personal goal, I should say, of what I need to do. But anyway, I would love to have you order from me if you could. If you already have a demonstrator, I totally understand. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn the camera down. I'm going to do my funfold. But I do have a March host code. You'll be able to see that on when I turn the camera down. And also, if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up on my video and sharing it, I would really appreciate that. So let's turn the camera around and get things fixed up here and go. So there we go. We are down. I'm going to put the camera down just a little bit, just so we can see a little bit better. I can see a little bit better. I'm not tall, guys. So when this camera's up, it's high and I can't see through it. It's a hot mess. Or I'm a hot mess. Some of you might know me and know that I am very short. And so I have to have everything just like big where I can see it. Okay, here's my card. It is an accordion style card. It goes like this in an envelope. And then it folds out for you to see. And then when you sit it, you can sit it on a mantle or so like this to display your card. Which in turn, I'm just going to hold it open, or try to, but that's about what it looks like when it's sitting up on the mantle, or anywhere, table, wherever you have to sit it. So this is new paper that actually comes out today. It is called Lovely Garden. It's with part of the Thankful Garden suite. There's a stamp set called Thankful Garden. I am going to use just a small piece of that set, and it's right here, this little leaf. Let me show all of that to you. As soon as, I mean, one thing, before I go from one side of my table to the other side of my table, it is just downright crazy. Here is the stamp set. And it's got these flowers, and then there's some sayings. There's some flower pieces here, the leaf, another little leaf. You also have dies that match your flowers, and and then they also match some of the papers, so you can cut out some of the papers. And not only that, stored inside, I have mine inside, there's masks. Let me try pulling this up without pulling all my, need to put a little piece of parchment paper in between those. But there's the leaves, so you can, well, there's the leaves. And then here's all the flower pieces that you can do. And just color the images, and then that way it looks like you've done a lot of shading and stuff. That all comes in the suite that you can order. And it is online, so you can see it in the online exclusives. But I did use the leaf stamp out of here. I used this leaf stamp out of this die set. I used a lot of different sets, not meaning to, when I was doing my card. And it just turned out that's what I did, because when I was building it, I kept using other things. I used the third circle, which is this little circle, and it is for your saying. And then I used the third one here, which are like little leaves. That is where the black is. I used those two. And then for the sayings, I used out of Mixed Labels, I'm So Glad We're Friends. And out of sharing, loving, and crafting, I used just to brighten your day. I just like that saying. I thought that was a very nice saying to send just to somebody to show them that you're thinking of them. So let's put all that back up to the side so we can start. So I am going to put these to the side. I'm actually going to stick them over here out of the way for a minute because I did not do the scoring for the card. So I'm going to score the card. We're going to score that together. Why does my stuff look so lopsided? I do not know. It's all straight on my table, but we'll see. Maybe my table's crooked. I don't know. But anyway, here's my PDF. It's over on my Facebook page, Stamp Crazy VIP. It has the scoring directions. It has the directions to cut the cardstock, the DSP, and everything else that I used. You are more than welcome. If you don't belong to my scrapbook group, Stamp Crazy VIP, you are more than welcome to go join it and snag any of the PDFs, start to call them DSPs, the PDFs that you would like. We're going to pull in the paper trimmer, and we have to put the arm out. So we're going to just stick that under Moxie's tail. Moxie, we're going to put the camera back up a minute so we can get everything in here. You got to scoot over a little bit, girl. She's sleeping. Just trying to get this down where we need it. I don't need all of it, so she can stay partly there. She's sleeping. Okay, here is all of our pieces that we are going to use. We'll talk about them as we go and use them. This is a piece of black cardstock we're going to work on now. It's 4 1/4 by 11, which is standard for a card that if you wanted to fold it in half that way. Well, so we are going to score this at 2.5 inches. So we're going to go 2.5 right here. And we're going to take the score blade and we're going to score. And you know what, I am actually, because I want my lines deeper than that, because you can see how faint the lines are, they're nice and thin. But since we are putting a lot of lines in here, I am going to bring my score tool in. I don't know if you guys have used one of those, but I absolutely love mine. So I'm going to bring it in real quick. I always have afterthoughts, you know. Don't ask me why, but I do. So let's see how this looks in the camera. And what I like about this is then I can score all the way across without moving anything. When you're scoring cardstock, you want to use the smaller end of the stylus. The bigger end is for like your DSP and stuff, so it doesn't dig as deep into the groove. So anyway, we're going to rescore at 2.5. We're going to score at 3 3/4. So let's go 3 3/4. Today when I was making this, I scored it wrong. So I want to be right this time. 3 3/4. And then we're going to jump on over to 6 3/4. And then 8 1/4. I just like using this. It makes it so much easier. And you get deeper grooves in there to make it easier to fold. So let's just, and it's big. It holds a 12 by 12 piece of paper. It is in our annual catalog. I hope they never get rid of that. I mean, I have one, but it doesn't mean that I'll always have one. I might need to replace it. You never know what'll happen. Okay, so we're going to fold this. So what we're going to do, we're going to start where the 2.5 is over here. We're going to do a mountain fold. We're going to do mountain. Then we're going to do a valley fold is the next one, which is this little one right here. Then we're going to go mountain. And a mountain fold, if you don't know these terms, here's a mountain. You're going over the mountain and you're going through the valley. We're going over the mountain. And our last one is going to be a valley fold. So we're going to bring that one up. I'll just turn that to the back and I'll fold it. So that's our card right there. That's the basis of our card. So now let me bring the other pieces in for you. First off, I'm doing Melon Mambo this time because it really goes with that paper really good. I've got, and this should be 4 1/4, or not 4 1/4, 4 by 4. It is 4 by 4. I wanted to make sure I cut that right. That's 4 by 4. This is 4 by 3 1/2, and this is 4 by 2 1/4. So that's those three. So then we have DSP that goes on top of those, right? So we have a piece that's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. We have a piece that is 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then we got one that is 3 3/4 by 2. So those are going to, that pink really looks good on there, doesn't that? I really like that. So those measurements are all here for the DSP, here for the cardstock, and there's your scoring instructions. So I do have that on the PDF, and unless you want to, you can rewind and make your card with me. You don't need the PDF if you need the sizes. I should start putting those on Post-it notes and putting them out, but I keep forgetting about doing that. I'm so bad. I'm getting ready to go to the Stampin' Up's convention in Raleigh, North Carolina next week. So I've been really busy making swaps, and swaps, if you don't know what they are, it's cards you make and you swap with other people and so you get lots of ideas. And fun. It's fun doing. So let's put all three of these on. And then we're going to stick them onto our card. This card is so easy. I did it this morning in my Facebook Live. And I always encourage people that's watching to make my card, and then, if they're, and on my Facebook group, to upload their pictures on there so we can see what they made. And I had several ladies make this card today and post it, and that's a lot of fun just to see the other ideas people get. And the DSP that they use, I use this one because I just wanted to show a piece of it. And while we're talking about it, it's right here. I've already used a lot of it. This one right here I don't have any more of, but this piece, it's my favorite. And I really like the back of it with the black and white stripe. And I did do a card with this. It's one of my swap cards. And here's the piece we're using. That's what's left of that. And then they have this big piece. And I think you can cut out some of the pieces of this with the dies. I'm pretty sure. And I like the green on the back of that. Then we have little yellow roses. And they have the black and white leaves on the back. Looks like dogwood to me. But anyway, there's that with the white with black polka dots. And this is green on green, which I love the green on green. That's so pretty. And it's got a fresh freesia background to it. And those are just little bits and pieces of flowers. And that is the papers. I love the paper. I think the paper's beautiful. So I'm going to make sure I showed it to you, and I almost forgot. Now we'll go back to card making. Rita, quit jumping around. Okay. So for our first piece, which this is our first piece, your biggest piece is going to go on the front. And what you're going to do is you're going to line that up just like you would a regular card, so that you have a border around these 3 edges. And that's just how you're going to line it. I do not like putting glue on this part. I always put it on my card, but I want to make sure that I don't get any over. So I'm just going to put some glue down to where I know that it won't be seen. And then I'll just add some in here to really hold it. And then I'm going to open this up so I can see a little bit better. And I'm going to put that down. So that's one piece. And then there we can see we don't have, looks crooked like that. Might not be though, might be my eyes. Looks straight there, I'm gonna leave it. And then I'm gonna take this piece and it's going to go on the inside of here. But what I want to do is mainly match up this top and bottom here. So I'm going to fold that out of my way for a minute. I'm going to put my glue on here. And then I'm going to make sure my top and bottom matches before I smash that down. As you can eyeball it. There we go. So we have that one on. Then the other one's just going to go straight on back here, but I'm going to make sure it kind of lines up with this. So let's go ahead and put this one on. And there, you're done all but decorating your card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I got the outside borders right. I'm not worrying about this over here on the inside. And you'll see why in a few minutes. So let me see. I want to bring that down just a hair. Just a hair. And I'm not smashing it down until I get this on here right. So let's... If I would just bring this over, I could probably do it like this and get my border. There we go. There we go. We got it. Okay, so there's our 3 panels of our card. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our pieces in and we're going to stamp. I have 2 leaves that'll go on the front. Here are my circles to go on the front. And I cut me a piece of scrap. I kind of measured what I would need for my sentiment. That'll go back here. So we are going to stamp these real quick. And I'm going to stamp in Melon Mambo, which is the color of pink we're using. So first of all, I'll do this. I'm so glad we're friends. It's going on the inside. So I'm going to stamp that. I want to see something. My paper doesn't look straight. That's pretty good. It just looked funny to me. Then I'm going to take the other stamp, the You Brighten My Day. That's going to be a Melon Mambo on this circle. I know it doesn't look like it's going to fit, but it will. So we're just going to ink that up really good. And I'm going to come on here. Let that soak in a minute. And pull it off. And there is that stamp. I'll tell you what, you use those pinks and it just turns your stamp colors. I'm going to pull out the black and stamp my little leaf in the corner. So let's get that. Get the little leaf. And that's going to go in the corner of this one. There we go. Moxie wanted to turn around so she could face me and see what I'm doing. See those little eyes open? Little silly critter. Okay, let's just glue these together. So I'm just going to take and put that on here. And what I'm going to do with this one, because I don't want it to show over past that, I'm going to take and I'm going to glue that in right off of the edge over there, but not over my score line, because we want it to be able to open and close. So I'm just going to bring it close to the score line, put it down, close that, and it covers it. Okay, on these, we're going to do dimensionals. So I'm going to put a couple dimensionals back here. Whoops. And put this on. I'm using the black because it's going against the black, and these are all dark colors. So I just thought it would not show as much. Sometimes it's better to use the darker ones. So when we put this on, we're going to be using dimensionals also. So I'm going to sit those on there, but we're going to take a minute. I'm going to bring in this gold mesh ribbon right here. And what I want to do, I'm going to open this way so that we can see the ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and cut a piece . I just bought some new Fisker scissors, so I hope I remember not to cut paper with them, because I'm bad. I pick up my scissors and use them for everything. Did you do that? Okay, that's going to go about right here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in my stamp and seal. Come on. Take hold. There you go. I'm going to add a little bit more because I'm going to use it also for my leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. And that'll hold that until we get this on. I'm going to take my leaves, because I want this to cover that. I'm going to put this here. So what I'm going to do is that my sticky is right there. I'm just going to stick that leaf right there. Then I'm going to take a piece of this and run it. Whoops, I already put the cap back on. I'm going to run it down the center of this leaf a little bit. And I'm going to add this leaf right next to it. Just offset. And the Stampin' Seal is holding that down, okay? Now this we're going to put on, but before I do that, when I press that down, these are going to pop up a little bit more than I want. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue up here on those leaves, just on those to hold it down. If you hear something, that's my stomach growling. It's not hungry. My husband and I went out and had Chinese a while ago. So it can't be hungry. Maybe it's growling because it's too full. That could be it. That's why I shouldn't go eat Chinese. Well, my sticker stuck back on my thing and it doesn't want to come off. Look at that. That was stubborn. Okay, we are just going to go ahead and add this. And then we're going to get us some, I'm pushing down, make sure all the pop dots or dimensionals, whatever you want to call them, are down. I'm going to bring in, these are called Blooming Pearls. I about used all my pink up, but I'm going to use pink again because I really like the pink on this card with the other colors. So let's go ahead and do that. So it's bad when you only use one color or something. Then you have to find something else to use the other colors for and just make yourself use them. But once pink's gone, then I won't have to say I want to use pink all the time. So let's shut our card. Goes like that. We can burnish that again. This card will not stay closed unless you make a belly band for it, but I'm not a big fan of belly bands. So I think it's in the envelope when the people bring it out. You know, they'll bring it out, it'll be closed, and then it opens. So just to brighten your day, I'm so glad we're friends. And then you got a place to sign it. If you want to write a message, you could add a piece back here and write on it. And that's how it's done. Isn't that a cute card? Now let's look at all the other colors. This is done, same piece of paper. I used one piece that's 12 by 12 to make these 3 cards. And I have a little bit left over, but not enough for another card. So that's boho blue, melon mambo, and this one is blueberry bushel. So I was trying to hold them shut, but see how they do? They just fan out. But that's the 3 different colors with the same DSP, and that's what I wanted to show you today is you can use, you know, your DSP, especially with flowers like this. You can make many cards with it, just changing up the color of your DSP on it changes the looks of it. Even with stamping, like that's boho blue, so it's a lot softer. This one's both of these are brighter. So it's just personal preference too. That is all I have for you for this video. I hope you liked it. And remember that Saturday, I have my Simply Saturday video that will be up after 10:30. That has very simple cards for you to see. So you'll be able to see those. And then next Tuesday, I hope to be pretty regular with I'm trying to get really regular, at least getting them on Tuesdays. And I may be going to doing some Facebook Lives. When I do that, I will announce it so you'll know what time they'll be. And that. So besides that, and here's my host code. There is my online store. So if you need any of that, please just take a screenshot and you'll have it. It's also in the description below. The host code is not, but my online store is. So there you go. That's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.